The Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Dr. Kokofu, says the agency is opening talks with some waste management firms to find ways to properly collect and manage used nose masks and other COVID-19 PPE. Now, Dr. Kokofu said this in an interview with City News after inspecting a plant owned by Agyei Environmental Technologies in the Western region. City News' Akwasi, Agyei, Annim has more.
With COVID-19 now on the rise, the use of these nose masks and what is also being sold here is generally on the increase, just as the disease numbers. But how do the general residents who actually use these nose masks dispose them off? Madam, your nose mask that you're wearing, how do you dispose it off?
When I remove it, I'll just put it in a poly bag and I put it in my bag when I don't find any trash can around. And I'll go and dump it in a nearby trash can.
But on the campus of TTU that you are, is there a separate dustbin that they give you to put your nose mask in?
Yeah, there is a separate dustbin there that we put nose mask and all those kind of COVID-19 protocols things that we don't need them again. Disposable ones.
After usage, when I get to the house, the first thing I do, I wash my hands. I take it from my ear and write it to the dustbin. But to be honest, there are times too that I even forget and I just dump it anywhere I find myself.
Most Ghanaians do not pay attention to the different kinds of waste they generate domestically, which means waste separation is not a concern to them. The mixing up of food waste, rubber, electronic or hazardous waste has been a nuisance to waste management firms, as majority of these waste, including nose masks and other PPEs, are collected together.
For now, how it's being managed is not of the best. When it comes to waste management, the hierarchy says better segregation is the best. So these are to be segregated from general waste and other waste lots, so that it will not be taken to the landfill site, where you have scavengers who scarf through this waste. And if there are other infectious diseases on these masks and other PPEs, it will affect them, and then they will bring it back to us in the houses.
The Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Kokofu, whose mandate is to ensure a safe environment for Ghanaians, told City News EPA's plan for proper management of these COVID-19 PPE.
One of the areas that we'll be touching on, EPA with Agyei, is to try to look at the possibilities of getting some of these things at a collection point where people can bring in and then being hauled to site for either incinerating or recycling or anything of that sort. So our meeting will bring out some of these things to fore. But then it's important that we tell the public that EPA has put up strategic plans to embark on massive awareness creation and education. So beyond that, enforcement and compliance will be rigid and sanctions will be applied.
But how ready are the waste management firms in the management of used nose masks and other COVID-19 PPEs?
Agyei is currently installing 1,000 kilogram per hour incinerator that can manage this kind of waste. So in about a day, we can incinerate over 20 tons of this kind of hazardous waste that comes to us.
For now, we wait to see what the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, will be doing with the various waste managers in the proper management of PPEs, including the nose masks, in this period of COVID-19. For City News, I'm Akwasi, Agyei, Annim, Takoradi.